All right. And I believe we are live, people. Welcome to the One Mic, One Game podcast. I'm Mike, and it's been a while, but I am once again joined by Dan from
Hi,
Zephyr
everybody.
Hills. How you been, man?
I've been good. I'm finally recovering from all my travel. Good to be back.
Awesome. Yeah, you've been traveling a lot and posting photos of the concerts you're going to and the shows. We might get into that a little bit later, but with the introductions here, this is episode 9 of the One Mic, One Game
Woo-hoo.
podcast. Whoop, whoop. Can you believe we made it this long? I can't. Uh, this is a call-in show that we do the first and third Tuesday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern. I watched the last video and I kept saying 5 p.m. Eastern, so I doubt I was throwing anybody off on that. All 2 or 3 people that were watching the show. But this is a show where we interact with callers like you, where we come up with a topic for the show and hopefully have you comment and call in and make it a call-in show. That would be awesome. We usually do a few segments as well. Any acquisitions that we had since the last show and any games that we played since the last show. And I might add something in there about what games we're going to be getting rid of that's leaving our collection because referencing a past episode that we did, Dan bestowed some knowledge on us. And, he's got me in the mood for jettisoning games and making more room. Can't play them all. So anyway, this episode... I want to thank Joey. If you're watching, Joey, I appreciate it. Last show, Joey made a suggestion in the chat for an episode, a future episode, and I decided to take it and run with it. I think he said something to the effect of you should do a show on games that you didn't buy and then, like blew up price-wise later on and you regretted it. So I tried to shorten that down as much as I could and kind of broaden it just a little bit, just in case. But this is going to be that one game you should have bought. And it could be, it would have been perfect for a game day that you had, or, like Joey suggested, you passed on it and it ended up being real rare and it blew up price-wise. And, that kind of like started a little bit of a conversation. I've got a few games that I've already lined up. Dan, when you were, I didn't fill you in exactly like how we were going to do this episode or the topic, but hearing
Perfect.
the topic or reading the topic, how are you taking it and how do you think you're going to approach it?
I'm going to approach it by contributing very little because I owned over 2,000 games at one time. So there's
Right.
really nothing that I've owned nothing that I didn't get that I would have got, because when we had the store, everything was a tax write-off. So I just got whatever. I got everything.
Right. That makes sense. And
I mean, I'll still comment and try and contribute as much as I can, but I don't really have a game in mind that I didn't buy that I regretted later. But maybe something will pop into this one of my 2 brain cells.
Okay. Maybe you could, because I know you've got at least 1 or 2 games that you either backed that were really rare, and I think you still own them, but they
I do.
blew up in price. And I know the one you probably know which one I'm thinking of, but I think you might have another one that I can't think of right now. But we're gonna take it from there.
Okay.
Let's throw the old phone number up there. Like I said, this is going to be a call-in show. Let's try and make it that. The dial-in number is going to be 564-333-9433. That's 564-333-9433. Would love to hear from you guys. Also, if you're watching, give it a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it. And if you don't, give it a thumbs down and just tell us why you don't like it. No, Dan's saying no already. Good gravy. All right.
No thumbs down.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with my first game that This was mentioned last week, so I'm gonna start with an easy one here to kind of get the show going. Let me pull up my window here so we can just go to it. This is gonna be uh, Tyrants of the Underdark, second edition.
Whoa!
And if I could spell it right, I'm just gonna, you know what? Why didn't that pull up? We're starting out great here, folks. Okay.
Oh, nothing but the best. We
Nothing
are
but the
top
best
notch.
here. So let's refresh that window. I'm just going to go to Noble Knight because this is what got me pissed off about this. Noble Knight Games. I put a notification on there. The reason I wanted the second edition, and let's just get to the heart of the why I wanted this and why I regret not buying it when it was available. I really want all the cards to be one color and cut to one size. And the second edition comes with all the expansion decks, and they're all the same color. And supposedly they're a little bit better quality card. I don't know how much truth there is to that. The rest of the game is kind of like poo poo because it's chits instead of the plastic little units and spies. So I was going to do like a Frankenstein copy of the game. I was going to put the cards in with my older version, and I was debating whether or not to keep the square box, to take up less space because the older box is a little bit long. Well, anyway, I started looking for this, and I looked on Noble Knight, and I put a notification in to see when they get it in to let me know. Well, they did that, and as you can see here, this is cheaper than what it was. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so everybody can see it.
What is that, I can see the price now. What the hell?
Exactly. This was kind of ridiculous, and this is even cheaper than what it was last week. So I don't know if they're learning their lesson, but they had one copy, and it was $4.99. Dan, $499.
Why is it like that on other sites or just them?
I can't find it anywhere else. It's not in print anymore, and I don't think it's ever going to be in print again. That's the thing.
Good God.
Yeah, I know. So when I checked it, when I was doing the show last time, we were discussing this, and I checked. I was like, oh, they got a second copy here, and it dropped. The one copy that was $4.99 to $3.99. You can see or $3.95. You can see the struck out price there. And then they're having a sale going on now where it's, I don't know, like 10% off or whatever it is. But
you should buy that right away.
Yeah, $355, man.
As much as I love that game, I wouldn't pay that.
Would you ever? Hell no, Dan. I mean, I'm still dumbfounded that, I mean, that should come with a gold bar, in my opinion.
Like I had no idea that had happened. I had no idea that the price went up that much.
Yeah. And you get that bug up your butt, like, oh man, I would really like to have, well, I don't know if you do because you're jettisoning a lot of games, but you kind of have that feeling where you're just like, oh yeah, I would really like to have that game. I know it was like $50 when it came out, Yeah,
right.
So, anyway, that was my first one. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not buying the second edition when it was readily available everywhere for $50 because I kind of thought like even that was too much just to create a mismatch. If it was 30, sure, that would be cool, but $355. No way in freaking hell, man, would I ever do that. So Dan, I'm gonna throw it over to you.
Okay.
And you approach this however you want, but like I said, I know you have a couple of games that you did buy and they like shot up in price like ridiculous. So
yeah,
go ahead.
I'll take that route. Sure. Long time ago, I think it may have been 10 years or more now. There was a Kickstarter that I backed when I was first getting into Kickstarters, and it was a horror board game called Camp Grizzly. And I backed the campaign for the all-in, and I got the base game. It came in. Oh, sorry, let me back up a little bit. I forgot. About 6 months before they shipped out the base games, they sent me an email that said, "Hey, would you be interested in like prototype pieces and cards from when we were developing the game?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And then they showed up. So I have all the prototype cards that didn't even have final art on them and everything for the game.
Oh, wow.
It's- And then the base game came in, and I guess something happened, and the company shut down, and no one had the rights to it, and they never reprinted it. And the price just exploded. Like the base game, like new and shrink, was selling for like $1,200 at one time.
Holy crap, man.
And the things you're putting up on the screen there, the miniatures are super hard because they made them, 2 sets of them,
Hmm.
and almost nobody that backed them got them, but somehow it was like 5 years after the Kickstarter ended, I got all the expansion decks and the miniatures in the mail just out of nowhere. They no announcement, and so I have everything for that game.
Whoa.
And I also have an unopened copy, but Trick or Treat Studios picked up the license finally, and there was a new Kickstarter campaign that I backed for the second edition that's coming out because it has another campground on the backside of the board, and they have acrylic standees and everything. They upgraded the components and
Oh, cool.
streamlined the rules a little bit more. So I'm excited for that. But what I think is funny is all the people that were holding on to it, hoping they could get more money out of it. Now with the reprint, I'm sure the market's going to go way down now.
Speaking of which, let's see what it's going for. I'm curious what the prices are.
Yeah, go to eBay. Oh no, yeah, we can just go on here. Yeah, you're right. I forgot
Yeah.
about the market.
So they looks like 4 copies within the US ranging from 700. I would imagine that's got to be, maybe it is just a base game because he's not showing any expansions. Yeah, $700 down to, well, eBay looks like it's got it for 310. Noble Knight,
Yeah.
Noble Knight has it for cheaper than that. How the hell is that possible? It's cheaper
What
than freaking Tyrants of the Underdark second edition.
I imagine once the second edition starts shipping, that those prices are going to go way down.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
And I mean, the market for it was nuts because everybody wanted this game. It's not a complicated game. It's not. I wouldn't even call it a great game. It's
Yeah.
just a. But if you're into horror movies, because it takes place in 1979, and if you grew up watching Friday the 13th and all those slashers, Halloween,
Yep.
this game, that's why I never sold it, even though I could get, $1,000 for it. And people kept contacting me through Board Game Geek to buy my copy because I did a video for it on my channel a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I just never wanted to sell it. I mean, the market was nuts. The expansions are just decks, just cards.
Right.
And there's 15 cards in each of the 6 expansions. A single expansion, which is just 15 cards when the market was going crazy, was going for $80 to $100 an expansion
That's ridiculous, man.
for 15 cards. That's it. It was nuts.
Oh boy. Well,
And since we like the game so much, we play it all the time. I never even considered getting rid of it.
yeah, right. I mean, to some people, sure, I can understand the money thing. If you need the money, you need the money, and
Sure.
I totally get that. But if you enjoy the game and you play it, hold on to it. That sounds like it would be, um, more worth it than a couple of $100 or whatever.
Oh,
That
for
was a good
sure.
one. That was the one I was thinking of. That one I knew you had a
Yeah.
copy of. Um, and when we circle back around, hopefully you'll have another one. Let's see. Anything going on in the chat? Wayne Kruger. He is saying, "Oh my, who is that other guy?" Well, the funny thing is, Wayne, is when you were the first caller ever Dan was on it, and you couldn't hear him. I think I resolved that issue, and hopefully people will be able to hear Dan if they call in this time. Mogo Mountain, another episode. Let's go.
Whoop.
And yeah, and Cody, he's gonna send some links. He said so. Maybe he's got some games that he wish he purchased, but didn't yet.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're moving on to the second one. But before we do that, again, just want to remind everybody this is a call-in show. 564-333-9433. Would love to hear from you. Dan would love to chat your ear off as well. And let's hear about those games you wish you bought or you regret not buying. And we've got a call coming in. Hopefully this will work for you, Dan.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Thanks for calling the One Mic, One Game podcast. Who do we have on the phone and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Cody from Alabama. How's it going?
It's going good, Cody. How are you, sir?
Good. So I sent you some links. So the first one was Big Trouble in Little China. I actually traded up I won a game called High Frontier, which is a very vast exploration game.
Oh, yeah.
And it was about $100 at the time. I won it off, whatever the game contest, and that was awesome. Traded to my good buddy, and he gave me Big Trouble in Little China, the base game, which was around $130-$140 at the time. And so I think we had discussed this last time. Noble Knight actually was doing a clearance sale on the 5 to 6 player version of that called The Legacy of Lopan, and it was only $35. And I'm a teacher and I kick myself right now for not buying it. Because if you look at it right now, that exceeds the amount of the actual base game. The Legacy of Lopan is like $245 right now.
Good gravy.
Or if you look at it, and then so the gold edition actually had the Legacy Lopan in it, and that used to be $300, which is now who knows how much that gold edition is. So yeah, that was one I regret buying, and then regret not buying. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then the other one was the other story is actually very funny. It's the Corne de. I can't even pronounce it. The second one. So it was a German game actually produced by Brian Yu.
Okay.
And if I know we talked earlier that I like to find all the games that nobody knows about, and all my friends have, everything from Wormspan to, all the different games. And so I get all the crazy ones. And so I was just looking in I think the 18,000s.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, this looks cool. And so this is actually a game. It's a area control game where you take your pawn and move it. And then you're just trying to get 10 crowns for the king, and you automatically win. They're behind a shield. And I was looking at it, I was like, I like this. And so I was actually talking with Lincoln Damerset from Game Night, because we talk sometimes. And he's like, yeah, I know that designer. His name's Brian Yu. It's like, okay. Well, what the funny thing was if you look at the link, the game is only $2 to $4 in Germany.
Okay.
However, to ship it over to the US would have been almost $80.
Oh,
so I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And so I was like, I've never heard of Amazon DE, which is the German Amazon. I was like, let me look at this. And so Amazon Germany had it for $4, but the shipping was $250 to ship for Amazon.de. Like, there's got to be a better way to do this. So I actually just straight up messaged Brian Yu, and he was the designer for the Ghost Treasure Fighter game.
Okay.
Ghost Hunter Treasure Fighter game.
Yep.
And he said, hey, yeah, I'm moving offices. Let me see if I got one. And so he shipped one out to me for free.
Oh, wow.
So the game is awesome. It's a very, very cutthroat game. It's within 20 minutes. You're basically, you set your guy out, you take a pawn and move him out, but you don't get to collect the action or the resources until the next round. And so you might get bumped off. And if you get bumped off, well, then you get sent back to the bar, I guess you could say. And so it's a very, very good game.
I'm trying to look it up. I've got Brian Yu pulled up, and he's got like 50 games that he's designed. So, um, do you know what the game started with? Because I'd like to look at this to see what the deal.
Ronin for the Koenig.
Okay, I see
I'll
it
send
here.
it to you right now.
Yeah, 2013. I have it pulled up here. Okay, and how much was this game going for?
So the game, if you look, it's only sold in Germany. For some reason, it was released only in Germany, even though there's English variation. And I guess because excuse me, Essen Spiel or whatever is over there,
Right.
they tend to release more. And so it was only $4 or $5, and I was like, oh yeah, this would be awesome. Just a filler game.
Right.
And what's hilarious is it's 5.5 because nobody's ever played it. However, our game group says, yeah, 6.8, 6.9 easily. And it's and now someone says $3. It says $3.50, but that's over in Germany. So it's like $70, $80 to get it shipped.
Good gravy, man.
There is only one actual video of the actual game, and that's from Underboard Games. And he does a whole video on hidden games, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And how he likes it, because it's very cutthroat. You might have somebody who's gaining 2 crowns. Again, the goal is to get 10 crowns. He might gain 2 crowns, and if your guy sits there, he will sit there until you get knocked off. So your guys can just sit there the whole time, gain 2 crowns apiece, and within 3 rounds of 10 minutes, you'll get it. But you got to knock everybody off. So.
Oh man.
And then
yeah.
The last one is I used to work at Toys R Us before I became a teacher, and I kicked myself. I actually was in charge of demoing stuff, so I demoed HeroScape.
Oh yeah.
And when HeroScape came out, they had these promo minis, and nobody, of course, showed up, so I took all 10 minis with me.
Yeah.
And about 10 years ago, I sold them for $105 a piece.
Woof.
And well, I wish I would have demoed all the Pokemon stuff. I mean, think about that. The Pokemon stuff's insane.
100%, man. Yeah, the HeroScape stuff, I've seen some of the older stuff go for a lot of money. But I never got into it. I just, I think it was actually before my time of even getting into games, period. But yeah, I've seen this stuff go for ridiculous money. It's kind of cool that they brought it back out, though. But yeah. So we're having technical issues on this side, Cody. It's why Dan is being very silent, because he has informed me that he cannot hear you. And that's very unfortunate. Dan, if you could just say a couple of words, I want to see if Cody can actually hear you.
Hi, Cody. I'm sure your story was interesting, but I didn't hear any of it.
Well, I turned off speaker. Maybe because I had it on speaker, but
I think I just don't have the audio routed. But you did hear him, correct? You heard?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
All right. Well, the last time we had a caller that Dan was on, the caller could not hear Dan, so he could hear the caller. Okay. It was reversed of where we are now. So nice. Still having technical issues. What are you gonna do, man? I don't know.
And then I wanted to call on Beans and Board, but I got busy with the kid.
Yeah.
So they were talking about yeah, we're gonna open some Play-Doh, buddy. And we were talking about games that actually the polyomino, nobody wanted to deal with that. And I actually have a Greek game that you might want to look up. It's called Sator. It's spelled Sator, Aeropos, Tenant Rotus, which is like a 4-way palindrome. And this game it's actually a Greek game I found somehow. And it's basically, if you think of Harry Potter in the movie where, the library's moving around and all those staircases move around, that's basically it. You're moving polyomino. You're basically 4 monks above a cataclysm of doom underneath you. and you get to choose your polyomino, and you move it, and you're trying to gain 4 books.
Interesting.
Move, and kind of like Harry Potter, how it moves it in the movie,
Yeah.
and
No,
so you're just trying to do that,
the board
and you
here,
get
I have it pulled up. The board looks kind of cool. It's got like that forced perspective. I love.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you just spend 5 action points, and I think it's 5 action points, and you can throw a card or 2 cards down, and you get an extra free move where you can rotate, a Tetris square or whatever, or you can do whatever, and then you're just trying to gain that, and it's really fun because there is some that take that, where your buddy is going to get it, and you're like, no, no, I'm going to move it, or I'm going to destroy it, or I'm going to,
Yep.
take it out. So it's very different. Because I know polyomino people, they either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
But
True. Yeah. No, this looks interesting. I don't know how deep it goes, but a little bit of take that with polyominoes. That's kind of cool. I like that.
yeah.
I was just going to say, I don't know if you're watching here, but Sherlock made a comment. He says that he has Cronin for Den Koenig, and he said, I ran it down based on watching that one YouTube video. So you've got somebody else out there that's a fan of the game.
It's hard to find, and it's fun though. It's easy to teach, and only bad thing is you got to kind of print out. There's English overlays,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to kind of put that on there. But yes, it's very well not known.
Very cool.
Very hidden.
Yeah, no, that looks very interesting. Yeah, this polyomino one though, it doesn't have the greatest ratings on BGG, but it looks kind of cool though. I would definitely try it out if it
Now
was.
that might be another like whole category. Should games be, I mean, if they don't get publicized because whatever is coming out, the next Wingspan, or I mean, should they actually get the real rating? Or I mean, you see what I'm
Well,
saying? Like a lot of games get just thrown under the bus.
yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. I'll mention something towards the end of the show that somebody has created something, and you may even know who the person is, but they're working on trying to fix that issue by creating their own thing. But anyway, Cody,
Yeah, good talking.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you calling in. It's like you're a regular now almost. And your calls are always welcome, man. You always have good input, and I appreciate you calling in. Thanks, man.
Yeah. You too.
All right, have a good
bye-bye.
night. See ya. Dan,
That was a great call. I loved every minute of it.
I bet you did. I'm so sorry, Dan. I don't know what the heck is going on here. I don't know. I'll have to figure out the audio and reroute it properly for the next time that you're on, or the next time I have anybody else on. Okay, so that was a call from Cody. That's how it's done, people. A simple call like that. He mentioned a couple of things. That one game that was only a few bucks, and it was like $80 to ship from Germany. My gosh, no, thank you. I got to take a note here real quick, and I'm gonna move on to my second game that I regret not buying when I had the chance, and that is, I gotta look at my list here. Oh, okay, this just reminded me. Wayne is gonna probably chime in on this one. When I used to live in Florida, Armada Games that was right down the street from me in Temple Terrace. I remember when I first started going in there that they had Battlestar Galactica and all the expansions for like the regular, price at the time. I did end up buying Battlestar Galactica later on in my gaming hobby and never really played it, and ended up selling it. I didn't lose or gain any money off of it. But there was a time where, and it's still pretty expensive from what I understand, especially the expansions that go along with it, because I guess not a lot of people pick those up, or they're in greater demand. But anyway, Battlestar Galactica, the board game, hidden semi-co-op, one person as a Cylon, possibly. I don't even know how to play the game. It is a game that I would love to learn how to play. And Wayne, chime in. I think you're in the chat there, but I think you sold your copy, didn't you? This one's going for several $100s with the expansion. I think it's kind of cooled as of late. But Dan, did you have this one in your when you had the shop, or do you still own this one?
I don't own it anymore, but we did have it at the shop. Yeah.
And did you have the expansions as well?
No, just the base game.
Just the base game. Did you ever have you ever played this game?
I have not.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask
I know.
you.
Isn't this the one that they reskinned into an Arkham theme?
Yeah.
Unfathomable or something like that?
Yes, correct. It was unskinned, and maybe that was the reason why it started cooling a little bit price wise. But for me, it was the theme that really kind of drew me in initially. I mean, I like semi co-op games. I know a lot of people that don't, but that's the main reason why I started looking for it is the semi co-op and the theme, because I love Battlestar Galactica. But do you remember selling this one? Like, do you remember any kind of what you sold it for? I think you were just trying to get rid of games at that point, though.
Yeah, at that time, anything that was expensive to get, I would just put it at half price to get
Yeah.
it off of my hands. So it probably went for half of it, whatever it was going for at the time.
Yeah.
That'd be like 3-4 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. So you probably got a couple $100 out of it then, maybe 100, 150, somewhere around there. Yeah. So that was my number 2, Battlestar Galactica. I wish I did buy it with all the expansions, because even then I was, more of a collector, I think, than actual gamer. But anywho, Dan, do you have a second game for us?
Yeah, this is if you can pull it up on BGG, it's Queen's Gambit. It's a Star Wars game.
This one has been picking up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious what it's going for now. It's a game that I never played, but we had it at the cafe, and the people that had the premium memberships, and there were some people that loved this, and they would come in and play it all the time. I know very little about it other than its cost.
Yeah. What was this based off of? This was a 2006 game?
It was the Queen's Gambit. It's a Star Wars game. I think it might have been 2001. It was based, I think it took place in the first prequel, if I remember right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
like
looking for the Star Wars version of it. I'm not finding it for some reason.
Try typing Star Wars Queen's Gambit.
Okay.
Because sometimes they put the Star Wars name before everything.
So, there it is. You are correct, sir. Excellent.
I'm curious to see what's going for now.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look at that. So pulling this up, they've got about 10 copies on the geek market. Good gravy, man. Let's pull up all 10 here, and let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and actually show it. There we go.
Okay.
Whoa. $1,000 Canadian, so that's like $750 US, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I know when I sold it, I got about 400 for it at the time.
Wow. Is this game worth that much money? I mean, no game is.
I don't know.
Oh, you never played it?
No, never played it, but there was people that loved it. I've seen it a few of the conventions I've went to. I've seen people playing it, so I know that it used to be in the library. I haven't looked recently when we go to Dice Tower, but I know they used to have it because I've seen people playing it because it's got like different levels to it.
Oh, okay, cool. Wayne here is saying, I was so sad when you sold that and I didn't get it to it first. I'm assuming he means this and not the Battlestar Galactica, because I think he already had that. But,
yeah, he did already have that, I remember.
Oh my gosh, dude. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we had a handful of games that were worth what people people wanted to pay for them, in that 4 to 5 up to like $700 range.
Yeah. Noble Knight has it for 580, which is only $80 more than what Tyrants of the Underdark Second Edition was going for initially.
You should grab both, man.
I should grab
Hurry up.
both. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll just charge it.
They
Wow.
probably won't even give you free shipping.
Probably not. So they're redoing this one, right? They're doing it with Lord of the Rings, I think. Yeah, right here, re-implemented by Lord of the Rings Queen's Gambit. I think Beans and Dice have been talking about this the past couple of weeks as well, and I don't know if this is going to have any effect on the price cooling off a little bit, but
I imagine it probably won't. Kind of like the same reason the Battlestar Galactica one hasn't really cooled that much, because people love the themes. They
True.
like Star Wars. Maybe they like Lord of the Rings too, but I mean, just because it has Star Wars tacked onto it and it's from 2001, I think that's gonna probably keep the price where it's at.
Yeah. Let's see here. What year was this? Oh, 2000. Yeah, you called it, man. Good call. Yeah, no thanks, man. I just, if I own
No.
it, sure.
No. I would never pay that much for a game.
Nope. Okay, that was a good one, Dan. The Wayne is kicking himself in the butt. Let's see here. He's got a couple more comments here. Wayne said it's a pretty good game and will never be reprinted. Granted, they are doing it with a new theme, which was the Lord of the Rings. We just talked about that. I doubt it because of the theme difference. Probably talking about the price cooling off, which you definitely said as well. I would agree. Unfortunately, it looks like it's based off the original trilogy. So
I didn't see when you had it up on the screen. What was it rated at?
it's a 7.6 with
Okay.
2.3 thousand ratings.
Okay.
And almost 870 comments. So, yeah, I'm looking at the pictures here of the three-dimensional stuff. That I'll pull this up really quick. Yeah, this looks pretty serious, man. It looks like it would be a pain in the butt to put away after a while. Oh, it's even got little minis and everything. I was thinking it had standees. Oh, wow, man. This looks serious. This looks good.
Yeah, it looked like a game that I didn't want to even dive into. I don't know if it's complex or not. I don't know. What's the rating on difficulty?
Let's take a look. Difficulty is 2.48. So
Okay, so that means it's not too hard.
yeah, like a high, low, mid type of weight. Okay, cool. Man, Wayne is blowing up the chat here. Wayne said, I sold my complete BSG for a pretty good price, just would not get it to the table. Yeah, I think that's a problem that a lot of us actually have. And then he said the Dice Tower just did a playthrough of it yesterday. Is that of the Star Wars Queen's Gambit or BSG?
Battlestar Galactica, yeah.
Yeah. Let us know there, Wayne. Wayne, this is a call-in show. You could always call in. Just saying. I mean, Dan won't be able to hear you, but
yeah, you can say whatever you want about me. I don't know.
Queen's Gambit is what he was referring to. Okay, so that's 2 for each of us, Dan. We're moving right along here. Just want to remind everybody this is a call-in show. Wanted to thank Cody again for calling in, making it a call-in show. Anybody else, you're more than welcome to call. This is those games that you wish you bought or whatever the title was. It's pretty much based around a game that you wish you bought when you had the chance, but now is like it's either too expensive, not in print, can't be found, etc. And we're just kind of going through our games there. We've gotten 2 each. Dan is mentioning games that he had or still has that just shot up in price. So Dan is basically taking the approach of games that I don't regret because I already own them.
Or I sold them for a nice profit.
Or you sold them for a nice profit. Exactly. So if you're watching live or if you're even watching not live, hit the subscribe button. We're at 73 subscribers, Dan. Can you believe it?
No, I can't
Neither
believe
can
73
I.
people. I mean, I think I'm one, so 72.
Well, my other account is one as well, so we're at
Okay, so
71.
71.
We're at
I can't believe
71.
71 people want to hear us blather on, but hey, what's up, everyone?
Yeah, right. Okay, so hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell.
Please.
Smack it. Psh. All right, I'm going into my third one here, and this is going to be a double whammy because it kind of goes along the same lines here.
Nice.
Let me see if I'm going to get this pulled up before I switch over to another screen. So this one, this kind of was brought to my attention recently, and I was actually talking about this on the last show, where in one of the board game groups on Facebook, they do like a monthly in search of, and then people post stuff that they're in search of, reaching a wide audience that hopefully somebody has something that they're looking for. And this one person posted that they were looking for The Loop, the Pandasaurus game. And I was like, I have that game. I picked it up at a flea market for like $20. And, it doesn't hit the table very much. It is a co-op game, which is a game that hits the table more often for one of the groups that I play with. And I looked at the price of, this game, and it's going for over like $200.
What game is that again? The Loop?
The Loop. So I'll pull it up here. And this is not the game that I'm mentioning. I'm just going to, pull it up so you can see it. Once you see the cover, Dan, you're going to know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, Pandasaurus game. This was like $50 when it first came out.
Yeah.
I bought it for $20, and they came out with a couple of expansions for this game, right? Well, I started looking for the expansions because I'm thinking, well, crap, if the base game is going for this much, let me see if the expansions, are still doing the same thing. So one of them is Fozilla, which is supposedly the better of the two expansions, 8.2 on BGG. Well, I looked at the price of that. Just the expansion. There's 2 copies only up on the Geek Market. One for $175 and one for 140 pounds, which is in Germany. Euros, I'm sorry. But if you look at the back of the box of this game or this expansion, there's hardly anything in this. There's like a few cards, a couple of minis, a new mode, 2 new modes. $175 for this expansion.
Yeah, they can suck it. Who's going to pay? Who's going to pay that much?
That's kind of what I was thinking. And then I was looking for, because there's another one called the Fur Brigade, and
that just sounds.
Okay. This one is rated 8.3 or 8.3. Again, I'm going to show the back of the box on this one. This one even looks like a smaller box.
Yeah,
this only has 2 minis and a fewer cards, right?
Not even minis, it's meeples.
Or meeples, that's what I meant to say. Thank you. So that, and the price of this one, oh, it's not available in the US. Okay, that was the reason why. Only $18. I don't know why this one is so cheap. Maybe because they don't have any US editions. Interesting. All right, I may have to get this one even if it's in German. But I found out that, it's okay. So it's only available out of the country. So I take that back. Fozilla, we'll just talk about Fozilla being a ridiculous $175 US. What was I going to say about this? Well, obviously, I didn't sell my copy of The Loop because it does get played every now and then, so it's worth keeping at that point. But yeah, I couldn't believe, like, who would, Dan, help me out here. What the hell?
I mean, if the market dictates that that's what it's going for, I mean, people had to pay close to that for it at one time. Otherwise, how would the price get set at that? So either that or it's out of print and the 2 people selling it are just, going for it and seeing what they can get. But
yeah, I'm going to look at the price history on this because I'm curious now.
Oh, yeah. There you go. I forgot that you could do that.
Where am I looking for that? can never remember where the hell that is. Geek Market. There we go. And price history. There we go. Okay, so one sold for 85. This is like recently. 85, 125. This is USD. 100 almost a year ago. 125 over a year ago, and then before that it was like going for like $25.
Yeah, for some reason it just spiked up, and they're pricing it too high. When you put it at that price, what's the most recent one sold for?
The most
said
recent
125?
was this month, last month? No, this month, a few days ago, for 85.
Yeah, I mean, if recently it went for 85, and then you got these two yahoos putting it at, whatever they were, 130 euros and then 150. That's just,
Yeah.
whenever I see stuff like that, it's either money laundering or people that don't really want to sell that.
Yeah, they're
And
almost
they're
pricing
just
them out
putting
of
it
it.
up there. Yeah, they're just saying, well, if someone will give me this stupid amount of money for it, I'll sell it to them. Or
Sure.
maybe they have a partner or somebody living with them that says, hey, you need to sell some of this shit. And they're like, oh, okay. Look, I put it up online to sell. I don't know what's going on.
Right, exactly. I found out, like, through research on the Loop, this was what I was going to say earlier, was that they're only printing small batches of it in France and only in French. So I guess that is only adding to, the scarcity. I don't know why it's not being made in the U.S. anymore. I don't know if Panasaurus lost the rights to it or whatever, but
I mean, just buy a French version and get the translation.
or learn French.
That's probably cheaper.
Probably. Okay, Dan, that was my third and last one. Do you happen to have another one for us?
I was racking my brain and I couldn't figure it out, but I thought of one, and it's weird because it's me.
Sure.
So look up the game called Consenticle.
CONCE?
Consent and then ACLE.
Consent.
I think you're
Okay,
spelling
there
it
it
wrong.
is. Yep, Consenticle. It says 2014.
Yes.
And it's got a 6.6. This is by Naomi Clark, and it's self-published. Okay.
So what's it going for now?
USD $200. They have two
Okay,
up there for
so
200 each.
okay, so
And
it's still up there. This is a Kickstarter I backed a long time ago when it came out because I saw it and it was weird.
yeah,
And I got a couple copies of it at the time because it was like you can get a 3-pack for I think I paid like $75 for a pack of 3 of them.
yeah.
And it's a game about a human and an alien having a consensual relationship, if you know what I mean.
Amazing. Yes.
And yeah, there's lots of tentacles and stuff involved in it. And
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, it's that type of game. And like I said, I got them, and then I saw it going up in price, and I had a couple extra copies, so I was like, all right, I'll sell them. And I got like $100 for each copy that I bought for like $30 each.
And these were like people, like, did you sell them online or were they people coming into your store that bought these?
They were from the BGG marketplaces where I sold
Okay.
2 of them. Then we had a copy in the store, and it actually got played a decent amount. People would come in and go, "Oh, you have this?" So, I mean, there are
Yeah.
people looking for it.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know about this game.
Yeah, I know about a lot of weird stuff, so, I mean, I look like Zippy the Pinhead with pink hair, so, I mean, I'm gonna know some weird stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how many times did you play this game?
I didn't. I never got a chance to play it.
Never got around to it. I'm
No.
curious to see how good it is. I mean, it's hard to go off of, ratings off of BGG because some people well, it's only got 280 ratings, but you know, people review
I mean,
bomb
it
and
was a really low print run, I'm sure, since it was self-published.
yeah,
So that's probably a part of the reason for the prices. There's not that many copies floating out there. You could probably look back at the Kickstarter and see how many backers there were.
probably not very many is my guess.
I'll take a look while we're talking on my
Yeah,
phone here.
pull that up. Um, Interesting. Yeah. Well, self-published, so there's probably not a lot of copies out there, and that would definitely help dictate the price. So anyway, that was your third one. I said my third one already, and we are pretty much done with that segment of the show. But that doesn't mean you can't call in, people. I would love to make this more of a call-in show, especially with Dan being here because he can't hear
Oh,
you, and we can make fun of Dan.
that's okay. Yeah, no, it was actually pretty successful. It was they had a goal of $35,000 and it made 154,000 with 4,450 backers. So
Wow. Okay, that's more than I thought would have. I wonder if Naomi Clark did any. No, this was her only game, or at least her only game that she has on BGG. Interesting.
yeah, she let's see. Yeah, it was back in 2017 is when the Kickstarter ended.
Interesting. All right. Well, cool. So like I said, that was the end of this segment. We're going to move on to the next segment, which is any acquisitions that we had since the last show. Dan, it's been a while for you. I know you're just getting rid of games left and right, so I don't think you've purchased anything. Have you purchased anything or acquired anything recently?
Let me think. Yeah, I think there's a couple I've got recently.
Okay.
You go ahead and vamp for a minute. I'm going to run out and look at my shelf real quick.
Okay, yeah, you do that, man. So the only thing that I got, I sold a copy of. I know I'm talking about selling when it should be acquisitions, but I finally sold my copy of Dawn of the Zeds, third edition, and through the course of like talking with the guy, you know, we kind of got on topic of Too Many Bones. And I was showing him, like, I pulled out my collection. I'd like sent him a picture. This is over Facebook Marketplace. Well, anyway, I have two gear locks that don't have like the cases. Mine is like between 3 or 4 different boxes. I've got all the gear locks in one in my old Vindication box. And I got 2 gear locks. I'm talking about Too Many Bones, Dan.
Okay.
I have 2 gear locks that don't have like the special cases that came with the treasure trove case or whatever that big ass Too Many Bones box is, the storage solution. Well, anyway, the guy that I was chatting with who bought Dawn of the Zeds third edition off of me, he said, well, I've got 4 extra ones if you're interested in them, because if you look on the Chip Theory Games website, 4 of these, if they have them in stock, I think 4 of them are going for like $100, which is absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, this is what it is basically, is the Too Many Bones case. It holds all the dice, you know, for your gear lock. It's got the little, you know, display so for the gear lock chip, etc. So I ended up cutting him a deal on Dawn of the Zeds, and he shipped me 4 of these, and you know, we both feel like we got a good deal out of it. So I've got 2 for the 2 gear locks that I have that needed cases, and I've got 2 more for just in case I need any more gear locks to come my way. So that was all my acquisitions. Actually, I'm trying to slow down considerably on what I'm picking up here. So Dan, you ran out and you're back.
Yeah, I wanted to see if there was anything on the shelf that would spark a memory of a
Okay.
recent purchase. And yeah, since we like games like Camp Grizzly, we've been buying like horror themed games lately. And we got there's a Chucky game, a Halloween game, and House of a Thousand Corpses. And
Okay. Are
this
those
is
like
all stuff.
Ravensburgers or?
They're all from Trick or Treat Studios.
Okay.
We got
Yeah.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from them.
Sweet.
And I actually backed a Kickstarter for the first time in years recently, and it was the 4th
What?
season of Final Girl.
Oh, okay. Do you have you had the first season? I know that. Do you have the other 2?
Yeah, I have the first 3 seasons. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Holy crap. Okay, well, those would go for a lot of money if you ever chose to sell those.
No,
Especially,
that's one of my favorite solo games.
yeah. I have a copy right back there that I still need to. I had it out on the table more than once to learn it, and you know my ADD, I just get distracted and kind of just packed it all up.
I mean, I like that system that they have because it's basically the same type of system that they had with their hostage negotiator games, which I have. I have that and all the expansions for that too. I just really like those. They're solo games. They play really well.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, Dan. I haven't talked to you like this in a while, but I did actually get a copy of Hostage Negotiator with all of the expansions. Everything was still sealed, like all the little expansion packs and everything. I think the
Right.
only 2 things, and the guy was like, "I'm really sorry, I don't have." There's like 2 special cards when you're playing the game. Like you get to a point in the game, and there's like a clue or something that if you write to who's the publisher of the game? Uh, why can't I think of it now? The publisher of the game. I can't even.
Oh, Van Ryder.
Van Ryder Games. If you write to Van
Yeah.
Ryder Games, they will send you the special card. So there's 2 of them that are like that. I haven't gotten the game out, but anyway, those are the only 2 things that are missing. I got it for like $50 for everything. And
Well,
the
if you
main,
like it, you can get the expand. You can get Crime Wave, and then they have a
I have
career
all of that.
version where
Yeah.
you have career also.
Yes. All of
Oh,
it for
nice.
$50,
Yeah, that's fun.
man.
Oh,
So
that's super cheap.
yeah, the career was the one that I was really interested in, like because I heard there's some like crazy stuff that happens, like your wife is calling you in the middle of like you trying to talk somebody down or whatever, you know, off the ledge or something. So I'm really interested to play that, and I think we discussed it briefly when you were on the show last time that Final Girl may be a little bit more streamlined, but the nuances with the hostage negotiator are like kind of what make the game actually.
Yeah.
So awesome. All right, so you got that stuff, and we're going to move on to the next section here, the next portion of the show, which is what we've been playing lately. This is a call-in show, people. You can still call in. The number is still up there, 564-333-9433. The topic of the show is games that you regret not buying, games that you passed on, the price went up crazy, or I don't know, you maybe you sold it too soon and it could have been worth a lot more money. So call in, give it a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up. Dan's on today, man. Come on, you got to give it a thumbs up for that. Okay, Dan, there you go. Dan's got the thumbs up over there. So we'll just kind of ping pong this if you want to, Dan. David from Dice Tower West, I met him there 2 years in a row. David and his wife Courtney were in town. He used to live here, and he was in town with some friends, and he let us know the Neon Gorilla, who's also named Dave, his YouTube channel, check it out. He was supposed to show up as well because we were all kind of like meeting up. He lives in the area. He couldn't make it, but anyway, we had 6 people, and I brought a few games with me. I brought Excalibur. And if you recall from the last time I discussed this, the first time I played, it was not the best experience. I only played with 4 people. There was a misunderstanding with one of the rules from the other people at the table. Anyway, this is you're flipping chips, like there's chips in the middle of the table. In order to win the game, you have to have Excalibur, the sword Excalibur, without the cursed sword. And all the chips in Avalon, which is in the middle of the table, you're drafting chips and you're choosing a chip to play. Everybody reveals the chip at the same time, and they all have like powers, and you go around the table and you play the powers. And sometimes it's like you can steal 2 chips from somebody else, or you can look at somebody's hand and show everybody one of the chips that are in their hand, etc. So anyway, first time we played, it didn't go very well, but we played. I played with 6 people, which is almost, I think 8 is the maximum number of people. And it was a freaking hit. And I'm so glad it was a hit because I was a little concerned that it wasn't going to be a good game. I think it's group dependent. And it was so good that they wanted to play it. Like they were like, let's re-rack this again and play it again right over again. That's the sign of a good game, in my opinion. If everybody at the table is willing to or wanting to play it a second time in a row. So yeah, that one's gonna stay in my collection. That's I think now that I saw it with multiple people played and they enjoyed it, I think it's gonna stay in the collection. Dan, have you played this game yet? Do you know which game I'm talking about?
I do not know.
I'm gonna pull it up really quick just so you can see it. This one just came out. This is, I can never remember publishers. This is a Roxley game. Way overproduced, but of course I have the deluxe edition or the collector's edition, so the swords are actually metal. Comes in like a really cool 3D, cutout. There's like layers of cardboard on the box all over the place. And there's a really cool video that they did actually of a playthrough with a lot of YouTube personalities. Let me pull up a good picture here and hold it there so you can see it. So you're drafting chips from the middle of the table. There's 3 regions in Avalon, which is where all the chips are. And again, there's like tons of different types of chips that have different powers, and chips are swapping hands, and Excalibur starts out in somebody's hand already, so it's already out at the table, and it's just a matter of trying to get it without also getting the cursed sword. But anyway, big hit, and excuse me, I'm looking forward to playing this one again in the future. I think you would like this one, Dan. It plays very quick. Pretty easy teach, and once you get the hang of it, you really don't have to reference the player guide for like what each character does. It's all spelled out right on the chip also. So that was my first one. What about you, Dan? What have you been playing?
Recently, just Sunday, I think we went. Yeah, it was Sunday. We went over a friend's house, Sarah and me, and we played the Slay the Spire the board game version of it. And I mean, I'm already a fan of the video game. I've got the second one and probably sunk about 130 hours into that already.
Yeah.
Just love deck builders. And Sarah hasn't played many deck builders, and I was pleasantly surprised. She was like, "Oh, I like this." So now all the deck builders I have sitting around the house, including Tyrants of the Underdark, are up for grabs now. So I'll get her into the deck building craze that I have, because I have tons of them, because it's just one of the things I like the most. One of the mechanics I like the most. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
How does this compare to the video game, like as far as similarities?
It's very, very similar. I mean, a lot of the things that you can do in the game, and this is based off the first game, and
right.
A lot of things you can do in the game, you can also do in the board game, like inflict things with poison and all these different abilities that you have in the video game too. And we played 4 players. And you play cooperative, and each person has their own row of enemies, and you can help each other. And it was really fun.
Very cool. Yeah, this is one that Matthew played the video game and he loved it. I think he would like this, and I think I would like it as well. I just, how many more games can I acquire at this point? I'd have to get rid of some before I pick this one up.
I mean, I like it, but I wouldn't buy it because I know someone that has it. But also, since there is a digital version of it, I just don't feel like I need the board game. And the new second game, Slay the Spire 2, now has multiplayer in it too. So.
Oh, all right. That's cool. Excellent. All right. Good call, man. Yeah, this one looks like fun. I would like to try this one.
It is. It's really fun.
8.6 rating on BGG with 13,000 ratings. I know this was like a big, like one of the big Kickstarters that did very, very well. Let's go to the comments here real quick. Wayne says he's enjoying Neon's interviews a lot. Then Neon Gorilla, he's been doing a lot of interviews lately with game developers. He had Tom Vassell on. He did an interview with him, but he's done like Reggie, he just did the guy from a One Stop Co-op Shop. He had Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. on there. I was on there. I think I was like maybe the third or fourth episode. I was sick as the dog right after Dice Tower West. Go check him out. Can I call in? Cody's looking to call in again.
No.
Sure, Cody. Why not, man? Let's make this a call-in show. He said, speaking of Excalibur, Shadows over Camelot, the expansions is stupid money. Oh, I bet it is.
I forgot about that one. I sold those when the cafe closed.
Yeah, we had somebody in the Beans and Dice group that did some really good painting, and I know he painted a Shadows over Camelot set. Realistic chest hair on all the minis too.
Even the women.
Even the women, yeah. Alex and the guy from Bollocks are the best. Yeah, he did the board game Bollocks. He interviewed that guy. Who, if you don't watch him, he's hilarious as too. He was like a really nice guy. I mean, you see these people and he's like, always like, cursing up a storm, and he's really nice during the interview. Okay, moving on to the next game. We played, this is the same group, but this is 3 games that we played. We played a game of Minnow Dice. I'm going to briefly just skip over that one because it's just, I don't know if it went over very well. The scoring is very wonky in that game. That's the one thing I wish that they could just streamline a little bit. And I know that they brought it back out in the US. They changed the name a little bit for the US edition, and they might have streamlined the scoring on that one. But I'm going to jump right to the last game that we played. And I'm going to pop this up just for you, Dan. Wayne, he is the Brit version of Dan, meaning the Bollocks guy.
Oh, he's an idiot too.
Well, no, he's just like very, deadpan humor. If you know him, you know him, and if you don't, you kind of think the guy's an asshat. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's accurate for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So the last game that we played, we had 2 couples that teamed up so that we had 4 players, total, and we played Tyrants of the Underdark. And I actually, I taught this game to David 2 years ago. I introduced him to it, and he loved it. His brother was there. His brother bought a copy of it then, which was the perfect time to buy it. I think when we got home from that one, Dan, was it that one or the year before? I think it was the year before, where you found a copy for Mason for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
It was the original version with both the expansions in it. Yeah.
And how much did you get that for?
Like $50.
Yeah, which is even cheaper than what I bought it for. That's crazy, man. So we ended up, I taught the game, and it was a huge hit. Everybody, well, obviously David liked it, but his friends that he brought, they picked up on it very quick. They've played deck builders before, and something about this game, Dan, and I think you'll agree with me, that even when you're kind of like screwing over the other person, you just kind of laugh about it. It's not like it's not a serious take that, because I think, and maybe you can chime in on this, but I think it's because the take that, it's not like the other player's been building up for something over multiple rounds and then you just screwed him over and there's no way for him to come back from it. It's not like that. It's more of a thorn in your side type of take that. What do you think, Dan? I think you would agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Whenever someone does something that, like you said, it's a thorn in your side, all it does is it makes you think, okay, well, he took that from me. So where can I go now to get either that person back, or where can I go to, put my troops in a place that maybe I can take another area that's going to give me just as many points as what they took from me. So there's always options open still.
Yeah.
I've never played a game where someone has just been out of it the whole game, like they just didn't have a chance. There's always a chance in that game. And a lot of times the people that are getting beat up the most usually are getting beat up because they're going to win anyway.
True. Yeah, people kind of shift attention to the person who they think is going to win. But the problem with this game, well, I shouldn't say the problem. The one of the things with this game is sometimes it's hard to know who's going to win because there's
Yeah.
so many different paths to victory. David ended up winning. He had, I think, maybe two people in his trophy hall, like only 2 units, but his freaking stack of inner circle cards
Oh yeah.
was that's what won him the game in the end is was that. And we're all like beating each other up and stealing stuff. He's got like no victory point chips, and it was all inner circle promoted cards that ended up winning him the game. This only solidified that it's truly one of the best deck builders out there, in my opinion, especially with the way that they implement area control.
I'm just sad that it costs so much now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find a way. I don't know if somebody released PDFs of all the cards like from the previous games, but there are those homegrown decks that I am very interested in trying out, and modular boards. I don't know if you watched that episode, Dan, but I'm trying to remember who called in. It was Sherlock that called in, and he was showing me like some guy created these modular boards, and there's all these different types of win conditions, and it helps shorten. Like if you want a shorter game, you can create like a smaller board, and all kinds of other things that just look freaking rad that I would love to get into. But anyway, Tyrants of the Underdark was the final game that we played that day. Dan, do you have any other games that you would like to mention?
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Zombicide lately. Sarah really, really likes it because she can just kick doors in and shoot stuff. She loves just causing chaos like me. So
And that works
I was
for her?
surprised how much she liked it. I was like, okay, I'll teach this to her. Maybe she'll think it's okay. But now, I mean, she's asking to play it now. So
Oh, well, listen, when your significant other who you don't think, is on the same level of liking board games as you, when they're asking to play games, you got to hit on your hands, man. That's
yeah, she really likes this one. She likes just running and gunning. That's one of her favorite things to do in games. So this one really takes it up a notch. And this will tie back into your last episode that you did when I wasn't there.
yes.
I was teaching this game to everybody,
Uh-huh.
and in the rules, I got it terribly wrong and made the game so much harder for us. Like if you roll like 3, have you played it before?
I've played it a few times, yes.
Okay. So say you got a gun and it says you can roll 3 dice. So you roll 3 dice, and I'm an idiot. I didn't tell them that every success is a hit, and you can, like, if you got 3 successes and there's 3 zombies there, you can take out all 3 of them. I was just like, oh, you got a success, so we would just take 1 off the board. No matter how many successes they got, I screwed it up so bad. They're like, man, this is real.
The
This
game
is
is hard
really
enough as
hard.
it is, man.
I know. They're like, man, this is hard. These things are hard to kill, and they're everywhere. And then we were probably 75% of the way through the game, and I was just looking through the rule book for something else, and I landed on that page, and I saw it. I was just like, oh, do I say anything, or do I just keep
Just let
going
it
with
ride.
it? Like, so I was like, hey guys, I messed a rule up, and I was like, oh, they're like, oh, okay, what was it? Then I told them, they're like, everybody got quiet and was just looking at me like, dude, you made the game so damn hard. We could have won this scenario like a half hour ago if it wasn't for you. I was like, yeah, no. I know. So now every time we play, everybody's like, hey, do you know we can shoot multiple things? I'm like, yes, I know we can shoot multiple things. Thank you
That's
very much.
funny. Oh my god! So I was kind of explaining. So for the episode that Dan is referring to, it was like that one rule that you confidently explained wrong, or something to that effect. Where
I was super confident. Oh, I knew. I was like, I'm gonna teach this game. I know it back to fuck. I got it. You guys, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. For me and Dan, I want to hear what your feelings are on this. If it's a game that's like been going on for a while and it's whether the people are having a good time or not at the table, it's like an involved game. And then like toward the end, you realize I taught this one rule wrong that's going to screw up everything, or would make the game easier in your case. Me, it's like this, and I explained it on the show. It's like this warm wave of, not like sweat, but it's like adrenaline or something. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I freaking explained that wrong. And like you said, am I going to let this keep going, or do I say something at the end of the game?
No, yeah, when I found it, I got up from the table and like walked away for a second. They're like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I'll be back. Hold on.
I got to
I'm
contemplate life.
I'm just getting a drink. That's all." And then I came back. I'm like, "Yeah, let me tell you why I made a mistake."
Oh man.
And usually, and we've played games for plenty of times, people make mistakes with the rules. That's fine. And a lot of times we'll all just look at each other and go, okay, do we want to, on the next turn, start doing it correctly?
Mm,
Or should we just finish the game the way we've been playing it? So
yeah.
usually we just take a vote and do whatever the majority wants to do.
Yeah, in my case, when we kind of, whatever groups that I'm playing with, we kind of do the same kind of determination how we're gonna finish up the game. If it's a competitive game and it's not like game breaking, we will usually just finish out the game with the
Yeah.
incorrect rule. But if it's a cooperative game, and like in your case, it's impossible to win that. It's hard enough to win that game as it is. I would figure you're gonna change the rule back to what it should be, and not the impossible version, Dan's version of playing the game.
Yeah, when we did that, it was on the first scenario. This wasn't the most recent time we played, but it was the first scenario, the one that's basically the easiest anyway. And once I told them we did it wrong, I figured they were going to say, "Well, let's start doing it right." But no, the majority of people are like, "Well, we're still alive. Let's keep playing it the hard way and see if we can beat it this way." And we actually did. And they're like, "Well, even though you screwed it up really bad, we still won." I was like, "Yeah, that makes me feel better." Thanks.
Oh man, that's surprising that they decided to keep it that way.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I was like, "Oh, we'll fix it next turn." They're like, "No, let's keep doing it the super hard way." I was like, "Okay, sure."
Right, why not? Okay, that was a good one. Thank you for referencing the previous. I was going to ask you about that, and it slipped my mind. That's all the games that I had. Dan, and you want to add anything else before we head out here? I'm gonna, kind of wrap it up and tell what we're gonna do next week or the next show.
I can't think of anything else that I've played recently that would be a good story. Some small things here and there, some light games, but nothing that has a good story behind it.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, with that being said, I'm going to close the phone line there, and we are going to the phone line. And once again, this was the One Mic, One Game podcast. It's a call-in show that we do first and third Tuesday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern. Figure out your other time zones. Before we sign off, I wanted to thank Cody for calling in, making it an actual call-in show. And he called in about Sator, Arepo, Tenet, Opera, Rotas, which is like I forget what that's called. You're using the same letters and just swapping them up, I think.
Those were game names that you just said?
This was one game. I forget the term that he used for what it actually is. He might chime in here. But anyway,
I thought you were like having a seizure or something there.
I felt like I was having a seizure.
What is
And there was
saying?
another German game that he called in about something that was like impossible it was a ton of money to import. It was only created in Germany. Cody, thank you for making it a call-in show. This is when I just mentioned really quick what we're going to be doing next week or the next show. Kronen für den König was the game. Thank you, Cody, for telling us that one. So next week's topic, since I figured we were on the topic of games that you regret buying and games that kind of like shot up in price, the next topic is going to be that one budget game that delivers absurd value. So this is going to be like small box games or games that are like super cheap that are like, holy crap, this game hits the table all the freaking time because it is that good. That's what the next show is going to be about. So, Dan, thank you so much for joining me again. It's always a blast to have you on. Double thumbs up from Dan. And I don't know if you can make the next show, but hopefully.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at my calendar real quick.
Okay,
everybody,
hold on.
this is an exciting part of the show where I look at my calendar.
Yep, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna.
Yep, I got nothing going on, so I will be here.
Sweet. Okay, so today was the 19th, so the next show is gonna be June 2nd. Put that on your calendars, folks. I may be making a change to the show and going every week. This big gap between the shows, it's like I'm relearning the software all over again for some reason. I need a little more.
You're even making it to where I can't hear the caller, so you're just kill. Yeah,
yeah. Hopefully, we'll have that technicality figured out as well. I don't know what the freak is going on, Dan. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
That's okay.
What are you gonna do? I apologize about that, but I appreciate you roughing it out. So anyway, with that being said, everybody that was watching, thank you so much. Give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, do the bell, the whole 9 yards. I would love to hit 100 subscribers by the middle of the year. How about that? We started at the beginning of the year sometime. I had a few subscribers. Let's hit 100 by July, end of July. That's what I'm shooting for, Dan. What do you think?
I think that's possible. So, everybody that's watching, all couple of you, tell your friends, tell them to tell their relatives. I mean, even if it's people you don't like, just tell them. You can tell them to spite watch it. That's cool too.
Especially if it's people you don't like. This would be the perfect show for them.
Yeah, send us a message. We'll and if they call in and you don't like them, we'll talk. We'll just trash them.
Are you having a stroke now, Dan?
I was trying. I have a hard time talking without swearing a lot. So,
go ahead and swear, Dan. That's okay.
I know. I'm just trying to be a little more family friendly because I am just a verbal diarrhea all the time. So
yeah, we talk like sailors.
I was trying to think of another word besides like shit and stuff, and I'm like, well,
diarrhea.
My 2 brain cells couldn't come up with something else, so it sounded like I was having a stroke.
Okay. Well, that was easy for you to say, Dan. And on that note, what were you going to say?
Nothing. I was just making noises like an idiot.
Having another stroke, minor stroke. With that being said, thank you again, everybody, for watching. Stay awesome. Enjoy the games you have. Get them to the table often. We'll see you next time.